Alright lads, Rob here again from Kickback Garage. Now this video is going to be a bit of information, or actually quite a lot of information. I'm going to make a big announcement. Going to tell you what's happening in future episodes on the channel. And right at the end of this video, we're going to check to see if I have blown a drive side oil seal. So all exciting stuff. Grab a sip of coffee and I'll send the old scooter over. Burp. So I'm going to do a few things in this video, but first off I'm going to jabber a little bit. What I want to tell you is that I'm doing a bit of a poor man's restoration, or a renovation if you like, on my Lambretta Series 2 here. More about that later on. But firstly, I want to announce that for the Vespamania series that we're doing, and if you haven't seen those videos, I know a lot of people out there that have Lambrettas don't like their Vespas. It's well worth the watch. Go and have a look. I'll put a link up here. So basically we picked up 14 small frames and we have decided to race them on the speedway track. But in able to do that, we have to sell a lot of the stuff that we bought there, and we're going to prep 2 or maybe 3 scooters, I'm not quite sure yet, so that we can use them on the speedway track on an event called Bongas, which is sort of Dirt Quick sort of event there. And what I wanted to say was the sponsor is, and I've got some, here we go, catalogues here. The sponsor is, can you see that? It's a scooter centre. Very nice chaps. They said they want to help us out, and what they're going to do is, they have, I've already ordered loads of parts. As soon as they said that, I was all over it. So what's happening is, we get discount on the parts. And I just have to mention them now and again. So Scooter Centre and BGM, they're mentioned now. And yeah, so that's Vespamania. What we've decided to do there with Vespamania is this beautiful white 50S, 1974 50S, that I'll throw the picture up here, you can see it. This is in original patina. And not quite sure if it's running or not, but what we've done, we have bought a full overhauling kit for that. Engine seals, yeah, everything we need really to get that back on the road. New inner tubes and tyres and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is bring that out on the bench as soon as the Series 2 is done. And we're going to do a full renovation of that. So that's probably not the next video, but the next video after that again. And we're going to see how much we can sell it for. We've got some people that fancy having a dabble at it. So it looks like in the region of, when we're done with the renovation or the restoration, when we're done with that, we could probably get about 12 to 1300 pounds, and that, together with the fact that we've sold SS90 engine cases and we sold a couple of frames, it means that we should have plenty enough money to be able to buy go fast goodies and get those puppies out on the track. So that's Vespamania, which is coming up. Like I said, I'm doing a bit of a restoration, a poor man's restoration on my Series 2. If you have followed this, my channel, sorry, then you would have seen that I had, what's it called, sign writing, pinstriping and sign writing on this beauty. So what I did here was, I tried to wash it away. That was not working whatsoever, because the one-shot pinstriping paint that was used on here is quite powerful stuff. So it sucked itself into the top coat. So what I did, I used 2,500 grit, wet and dry. And the problem is I had to take off the whole of the clear coat on the top here. So I bought a can of 2-component clear coat. And after I'd sanded away all the writing, I'd shot it with the clear coat. And as you can see, that turned out pretty good. Now, this scooter is far from perfect. I've got some stone chips and stuff like that. And the panels, I've got some reproduction panels on there. But I managed to get hold of some NOS unused in Norway, which is absolutely unheard of, side panels, and they fit absolutely perfectly. So they're actually off to the painters at the moment, so we're getting those painted. And the reason for that is this. Ta-da! So this is, well, I'll tell you the story behind this. I had a gory, as you know, I had a beautiful looking gory race seat on this thing. But the problem with that is that I was sitting so low on the scooter that it was actually hurting my hips. You know the old saying, your hips don't lie. Well, that brought me to the conclusion that I really needed a proper seat that I could use for lots and lots of miles to the rallies and stuff on it. Unfortunately, they didn't have the black because I'm a boring bugger and I would opt for the black seat over anything else. But I saw this beige one and I thought I'll give it a dabble, because the thing is, because we got this deal going on with Scooter Centre, I got this a little bit cheaper, and I thought, I'll give it a go. And I have to say, I'm really, really surprised about it. It is absolutely beautiful. It is beautiful. It's beautifully made. It's a replica of the old Pegasus seat, as you see there. This goes in the front. It's a little bit further up front there, and a little bit further at the back. And instead of the springs, because on the original type seats, they've got these springs, the two big springs where you normally sit sort of in the middle of the bike if you're alone. And it's all foam padding, and it feels really good. So I'm really gagging to have a go on this, get this out. And I'll just have a little look at it. It's just the fit and finish of this thing is just absolutely beautiful. So when I bought this and I fit this to the scooter, I was thinking, that gives me an idea. And me being a spontaneous type of person, I decided to build this into a sleeper. So what I did, I sent the side panels off to paint. I've sent the mudguard and the homecast off to paint. And I've rebuilt that engine that you know, the Race Tour or RT240 with a 62x110 crankshaft. I think that's going to be such a grunt monster that I got my eyes up for another exhaust. And what I did was I ended up selling my beloved CST3, which I like so much, just to make it a bit more street sleeper friendly. I bought myself a special box pipe, and that is a video that's coming in future episodes. It should be ready. He told me it was ready on Friday, so it's probably here within the next couple of weeks or something like that. So I'll do a video on that, fit and finish. And I bought new rear footboards. One of them is NOS, the other one is a Cas Lambretta item, and I'm going to get those painted up. So I'm going to make it look really like old school. And I actually fancy, if I've got funds left, I really fancy the old flat rack and the spare wheel holder on the back there. And I've seen a couple of producers that have made those, so I'm going to get in touch with those, see if I can have a look at one of those. So that's sort of turned into a full project, really. I was just going to put the engine in here. Now, the next thing that's on the list on this video is a little bit of an unboxing for the Vespamania. So I'm jumping back and forward here, but that's what I'm doing on the on the LI 150 project, and now we're going to have a look at what I got from Scooter Centre when it comes to parts and stuff like that for the Vespa 50S. So if you look at this box, it's huge. It's been ages since I've bought so many things, and I have to say that the funds that the money for this has come from stuff that we've sold from the hoard that we had on the Vespamania video there. So we've sold, like I said, a couple of frames, handlebars, seats, stuff like that, and it's given us enough money to buy parts to totally renovate the Vespa 50S. And let's dive into this. I haven't actually opened it yet, so I need to have a look at what I've got. So first off, as you can see on the picture that I had up earlier, that little 50S hasn't got a seat. So I bought a brand new seat. These are actually aren't Vespa parts cheap compared to Lambretta parts. Anyway, this is the 50S seat. Let's see if I can open it. Sort of, it's the cheaper of the reproductions. Now the difference between these is the expensive one, and I'd probably opt for the expensive one if I was keeping that scooter myself. The expensive one has got Piaggio on the back here, whereas this little sports seat here is just plain, but it's lush. It's got some nice grey pipe in there, and the price wasn't too bad. It's cheaper for us to buy a full seat than reupholster something that we picked up. So that'll be nice. That'll be a nice finishing touch on it. Then we bought loads of tools because obviously I'm a Vespa man, so I have got no Vespa tools. A lambretta man, so I have got no Vespa tools. So we bought all these nifty gadgets. Let's have a look. So that is obviously the rear hub holding tool, so that you can tighten up the rear nut there, and that's hefty. That's from BGM. And let's have a look here. I've got various pullers. I think flywheel puller. What's this one? Coupling. So that's a clutch tool and a flywheel puller. We've got I think that's a clutch holding tool. What else have we got? We bought the old spanner, spark plug spanner, flywheel holding tool. This is one of the annoyances with Vespas in general is the fuel tap. If you think the fuel tap is a pain in a lambretta, then try a Vespa. You have to put this through the tank, top of the tank, to be able to hook up on the big nut on the bottom there. So that's an essential tool. So we bought that too. And obviously these tools, they're not going to be just used on the Vespa 50S. They're also going to be used on the race bikes as well. So we needed the tools. What else have we got? That was that. I snuck in some clutch wires and stuff like that in there. Throttle wire cables. Let's have a look. Another box. I love opening boxes. Right, let's have a look. What's in here? I have no idea. Let's have a look inside the box. So Sander wanted to be with me on the unboxing of this because he's obviously with the Vespamania videos there. That's my son-in-law, by the way. But he is away this weekend, and I really wanted to get a video out here. So let's have a look. This is, oh right, yeah, we've bought, that is really cool. And these were quite cheap. I'm not sure I'm going to fit these. These are strut supports for under the frame because they were a little bit rotten. I'm thinking of grinding those down and welding 2 new ones on there and try and keep as much of the paint intact as possible. So if you've got any tips on fitting these support struts on a Vespa, please drop me a line. Ooh, let's have a look. So, Vespa clutch plates for the original small frame. This is another tool. It is, what is it? Montagenwerkzeug. It's a bearing tool to fit bearings. Yeah, we bought new grips, which is, hey, don't have to keep the old stuff. We can make contact points look good at least. This is fuel tap because incidentally, all the scooters that we bought, all 14 of them, don't have fuel tap. So we bought a fuel tap, obviously an essential. Plug caps. I just bought a bunch of these for both for the race scooters and our own scooters. Junction box. Another tool of some description. That's for mounting bearings, main bearings in the engine. And I've got a full kit of bearings and seals and BGM handily, so it sort of take away the guesswork. Full cable kit from BGM for the small frame. So this is for the white one. What else have we got in here? Bearings. Yeah, they're mostly bearings. And what is that? Exhaust gasket. So that's a box there. And got another 2 boxes, so I have to run through them quickly. Get your skates on, Rob. Let's have a look. What's this? Ooh, this is actually really cool. This is a complete full kit of bearings, seals, gaskets, and they even throw in some oil as well. This is for the renovation of the 50S engine. So that's a video I'm going to do for itself. So that's pretty handy. Keeps the guesswork out of things. I hope everything is in there that I need. Oh, another box, which is incidentally the last box. Oh, my old knees. So let's open this one as well, shall we? What's in here? Ooh, right, so this is, I reckon it's clutch plates. This is inner tubes. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. And this is, what is it? It is... oh, yeah, what this is a 12 volt wiring loom, so that you can convert your small frame into 12 volt. And the handy thing is, we've got so many PK engines up there. What we're actually thinking of doing is changing out the PKXL crankshaft, because the taper, just like on lambretta, the tapers are different on the small frame and large frame, or the newer ones. And we're going to be fitting the 12 volt ignition that we know that works off the PKXL that we started up at the end of the last, or the first video on Vespamania. And handily, because we were missing that, it also comes with a switch. So let's have a look at that. Yeah. So that's nice. It came with a switch as well. So that was, and it wasn't much more expensive really than just buying the wiring loom by itself. So that's going to be cool. And look at all those spade connectors. So it's a full kit here. And that's going to be really interesting, because fitting wiring looms to Vespers is a terrible job. I hate that. I've done it about 10 or 12 times, and it's one of my pet hates, because unlike lambretta, where you can just zip tie it to the frame, you have to push it through the frame and pull it through the frame, and you have to place the cable so that you get the brake pedal cable that goes out of the frame there. So it's a nightmare, but that's another video that's coming. So that is something else to look forward to. Right. So that's job done really on the unboxing bit. And the last thing we're going to do on this video is this. Right, so the last part of the video here, we're going to check this scooter because it's got a suspected drive side oil seal failure. And you can see that straight away, because it's not blowing out that lovely two-stroke blue smoke, as they say. It is blowing out thick white smoke, and it's got quite a pungent smell. So I'll start it up and you can have a look at it. See that? It's going really grumpy. It won't go up in the revs, so it's quite a massive failure there, and it smells absolutely disgusting. Now, if you suspect, because it's quite hard to spot, but as you saw in this video here with the smoke there, that was quite easy to spot, and it's got that smell that I'm talking about. If you suspect a drive side oil seal leak, then what you can do is drain the gearbox oil and start up the scooter, and you would notice that the revs would start to rise. And if when the box is completely emptied, the gearbox oil, then you should be able to rev it up just like normal. And that is how you find out if you've got a drive side oil seal failure or not. So we'll do that as well. So unfortunately, I just started emptying the gearbox oil, and the gearbox oil is really aerated. And this is brand new gearbox oil that I put in last week, and it smells like petrol. So it's definitely a no-brainer, but I'll start it up anyway, and you can see if it clears up and can rev. I obviously don't want to do that too long without the gearbox oil, but it's just so that you know 100% before you start stripping the engine that that's what's wrong with it. So this is the gearbox oil before I start her up. As you can see there, it's very, very aerated. And that's probably because if the seal is blown, it's blowing air into the oil there. And this oil was only changed last week, which is a bit depressing. So that means I have to get hold of some new oil. And another thing to check is this. Definitely has a tinge of petrol in there. So things aren't looking good, really. So let's start it up and see if it clears up.
Can you hear that? The reds are starting rising.
Right, well, it didn't really clear up exactly, but what happened there was the rev started to rise by itself, and what that means is that it's got rid of quite a bit of gearbox oil out of the crankshaft, and it's sucking in false air. So if I continued riding on this scooter, it will be a catastrophic failure. So unfortunately, because this is a standard engine case, I'm going to have to completely strip the top end, take off the cylinder and take out the crankshaft and the mag house, and I've got to have to replace the seals. I think I'll replace the seals in the mag house as well while I'm at it, but that just means it's a lot of work. And the last ride of the year, the official last ride of the year, is in 2 weeks. So I really have to get my skates on this. If there's anything you want me to go through when I do that, I mean, most of this stuff is already on my Facebook and YouTube page, then give me a shout. Give me a shout in the comments. And when I make the next video, I'll make a point of pointing some stuff out there if there's something you're not quite sure about. Anyway, thanks for joining me here at Kickback Garage. And as I say, lots of cool stuff coming. I've actually got some things that have been sent over from another dealer in the UK that I'm going to be testing. I'm going to be rebuilding the Series 2. I'm going to have to do a full engine overhaul of this. And we're going to be starting on the Vespamania video series for good and proper with the renovation of the 50S. So stick around and stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and by the way, if you enjoy this sort of stuff, then grab yourself a t-shirt. I've actually got some caps made. They're coming soon. Maybe when the video comes out, they're out on the shop. Caps and beanies and stuff like that as well. So grab yourself some merch, and I really appreciate it to the guys and ladies that have bought the merch on the shop, because it really does help me keep up with this channel. I'm constantly having to buy memory cards and stuff like that, and everything helps. It does. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you around.